Welcome to the Hormone Optimizing Warrior MD, the How MD podcast, your reliable and trusted source for information on hormone therapy for menopause and beyond, and on how to advance into the second half of your life with confidence and optimism, knowing your hormones are optimized, in alignment and balance with everything else in your body. Whether it is hormone therapy, peptide therapy, laser therapy, or some other new technology applicable to maintaining our vitality, mental and physical strength, you will hear all about it in this podcast. And you will also hear how to implement the facts and information presented so that you can take action and optimize your hormones and optimize your body. I would like to start today's episode, which is pretty short and to the point, by thanking you, my dear listener, so very much for dedicating your time and energy to what I had to say, some of you from the very beginning of this podcast. I launched the podcast on August 1st, 2023. It is hard to believe how fast time flies and that I have actually launched 135 episodes. It is a personal achievement, and as I approach episode 150, I want to relaunch and rebrand the podcast, and it's a small twist. As I plan to release this episode on May 1st of 2026, and as I have been looking back over my 3-year journey of podcasting, I decided I needed a little change. When I launched the podcast 3 years ago, I had so much to say about wellness in general and beauty, because my practice is pretty much hair, beauty, and wellness. But with time, I realized my passion lies in hormone therapy for menopausal and postmenopausal women and in the general care of women over 50. That doesn't mean I'm not passionate about treating women in their 30s and 40s, because they're literally on the ramp going up towards menopause. And this general care includes wellness and includes beauty. But because I have this focus and passion for hormone therapy, which is what my new book is going to be about as well. I'll keep you posted when that's closer to being published. So to make a long story short, my Wellness Optimizing Warrior MD podcast is becoming the Hormone Optimizing Warrior MD. In my California practice, I provide hormone therapy for men. And as I am old-fashioned and I accept insurance, I still do. I clearly see the discrepancy and the discrimination around hormone therapy for women as they age in comparison to hormone therapy and testosterone management for men as they age. Time and time again, I keep coming up, and my patients as well, against the dogma and the ingrained belief shared by many women, men and women, and doctors alike, that menopause is a natural transition. Therefore, all women must embrace it and endure it, and that hormone therapy is not necessary, not needed at all by all women, that most women can live their lives just fine without it. I don't agree. Menopause is indeed natural. It is the inevitable conclusion to any woman's reproductive life, and it signifies the end of her fertility journey. This is true. But this is also a new period in a woman's life, and it could be a totally new beginning for her. I don't think that we should tell our patients that menopause is temporary. No woman should have that belief. It is not temporary. Menopause, it's a very, very definite, the end of something. It's the end of a woman's ovarian function. It is very, very final. It is an end to the life as women used to know it. It is an end of an era for all women once they reach 50 and beyond. I really don't believe doctors should tell women that menopause is natural and therefore put up with it, embrace it. There's nothing to do. Death is natural. You will never go back and have another conversation with a doctor who will point out that preventing your heart attack or treating your blood pressure or treating your diabetes or treating your cancer is pointless because we all die anyway. Am I right? You would never give that doctor the time of day again. So why are doctors telling women to suffer and endure menopause when we actually have an amazingly effective and extraordinarily easy to use and a safe cure for menopause? And that cure is, yes, you guessed right, I'm talking about hormone therapy. Hormone therapy has been around for a very long time and has a huge safety record. I really want to dispel the notion that menopause should be endured, that it is something women simply have to go through. Let me tell you how I see this. I don't see it as a phase, and I definitely don't see it as a transition, definitely not to something better. I personally see menopause as the beginning of a woman's second half of the rest of their life, not a transition. It is up to you how you want to live the second half of your life. There are many in the podcast space, in the online space, talking about hormones and talking about hormone therapy. A few of them are very reputable, credible, and well-educated physicians. It is a hot topic. It is a very pertinent topic as the silver tsunami continues to land and the baby boomer female generation has reached 65 years old and will continue to reach 65, with the last of the baby boomer female generation will reaching 65 in this decade. And guess what? All aging postmenopausal women will require care from conventional medicine providers, which sadly, oh my God, very sadly, are untrained and inexperienced and know nothing about hormone therapy for menopause. Again, it is not really their fault. I mentioned that in a few past episodes. Providers and medical doctors, conventionally trained, know nothing because they haven't been trained. They haven't been educated in hormone therapy or any form of menopause therapy for the past 2 decades. And I'm personally not aware of any impending plans to change or revamp the curriculum for med schools or residency programs in various specialties to include menopause training. If you hear about it, please let me know. I would love to see the medical school that is doing that or the residency program that's actually going to do that. Unfortunately, it is up to physicians to seek training, and it is up to physicians to pick the torch and shed the light on these extraordinarily important topics for women's health, menopause, hormones, and aging. That is why I keep podcasting, and that is why I have a social media presence. That is why I'm launching my Substack, and that is why I'm writing a book. Here's another thing. Menopause is not really considered a medical condition. We do have an ICD-10 code for it, so we can code menopause when we talk to a woman about menopause, but it's not considered a medical condition in the sense of something similar to endometriosis or fibroids. It is considered a natural transition to a biologically inevitable major change in a woman's body. And it is a major change, no matter how the medical establishment tries to downplay it or to minimize its significance for a woman's body. Menopause should be considered a medical condition, and menopause, plus the decades post-menopause, possibly deserve to be their own specialty in medical care. There are doctors and mid-level providers, sometimes naturopaths, who do almost exclusively this. They just treat menopause with hormones. These are not conventional medicine doctors. They have additional training that they spent a lot of money, energy, and time to get this training, and they charge top dollar for it. It does not need to be this way. I mentioned the silver tsunami a few minutes ago, and just like a tsunami wiping everything in its path, the menopausal and postmenopausal women of the baby boomer generation have been breaking down barriers and have been demanding hormone therapy for menopause. So hormone therapy is once more the new kid in town, alongside peptide therapy. And of course, alongside that, the FDA removal of the black box warning really poured some fuel on the fire around hormone therapy. So pretty much, which again, that was awesome that it happened, but there's a lot of interest here. Everyone is talking about it, and women are now asking their physicians for estrogen patches at an unprecedented rate, to the point where the manufacturers of patches cannot keep up with the demand. Women have to wait to get them, or they have to think outside the box. Hey, my 0.075 milligram patch is not available, doctor. Can I do 2 patches of the 0.0375? Probably. You have to think outside the box, right? They have to ask their physician for medication changes because they cannot obtain the required dose they normally use. Estrogen suddenly has become a hot commodity. Hey, we were prescribing it like candy before 2002. We're heading back that way. It's interesting how the pendulum swings one way, comes the opposite way, and then comes swinging again the same way. I personally love estrogen. I think it's a wonderful, beautiful, extraordinary hormone who is nourishing women's bodies from the age of puberty until menopause. And I believe all women have the right to know and deserve to know the truth about estrogen and all their other sex hormones, progesterone and testosterone. I also believe all women have the basic human right to know the truth about menopause. All women have the basic human right to understand the consequences that the menopause-induced ovarian hormone deficiency has on their bodies. This is not something that should be minimized as natural and inevitable. Therefore, you just have to endure it. Why? Like I said, we have a solution. It is a safe and easy to use and readily available solution, hormone therapy. And I believe all women have the basic human right to be offered hormone therapy for menopause. Just as all women have the right to be told the truth about hormone therapy and about how valuable it is for a woman's body and how hormone therapy for menopause and beyond can help improve the quality of life for all women, regardless of their family history or their current medical situation. Then it is that woman's right to decide to use or not hormone therapy. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. No vitamin, no mineral, no supplement alone or in various combinations, and no peptide in this world can mimic or come close to the widespread, top to bottom, inside and out, extraordinarily vital actions your sex hormones and especially estrogen in a woman's body have. But women are not told this essential truth. They simply do not know or do not understand how critically vital estrogen was for them and how their health will be impacted without it. And that is the reason why I decided to launch my podcast, start my Substack, and keep a presence on social media platforms, and most recently also why I decided to write a book, which has been in the works since last year, and I'm hoping to finish it and publish it before the end of 2026. Many doctors offer hormone therapy to women. It is a money-making and significant source of revenue for them, but very few doctors offer hormone optimization. Very few doctors and very few people talk about it because optimizing hormones is a lifelong process. Everybody wants hormone balance, but hormone balance and optimization is complicated. It's messy and involves time, energy, money, and likely major changes to your lifestyle. Hormone therapy and hormone optimization are not the same thing, which I talked about in my recent podcast. Hormone therapy is simply treating someone to reduce or manage symptoms, whereas hormone optimization is focused on achieving hormone balance, not just for your sex hormones, but for your entire body, inclusive of all your other hormones, your vitamin status, your digestion, your mental and physical health. Hormone optimization is a personalized medical approach, not some standard of care, FDA-approved treatment. Hormone optimization is what all the providers offering and managing hormone therapy for their patients should strive for, and what all women should expect and demand. Hormone therapy is easy. One visit, one prescription, maybe 1 to 2 follow-ups a year. Hormone optimization is difficult and requires a close relationship and enhanced collaboration between provider and patient. Requires a responsibility on the part of the woman to choose, to follow through with her choices, to communicate often and closely, to reveal and communicate all changes, even if she's not sure they're pertinent to the hormone therapy, to her doctor. Your body will continue to change as you advance into your 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond. And your hormone therapy will have to be optimized for each decade of your life, maybe for each year of your life, depending on what goes on with you in that specific year. It will have to be integrated with all the changes in your lifestyle, diet, exercise, stress, sleep, and adjust as your body changes. So I decided to rebrand the podcast title from Wellness Optimizing Warrior MD to the Hormone Optimizing Warrior MD, the How MD, as it more accurately reflects my passion for menopause and my passion for hormone therapy, and because I firmly believe hormone therapy is still our best longevity tool. I want to not just be the wow MD who will wow you with facts and information and opinions you have not heard before, hopefully making you think differently or seeing things in a new light. I actually want to be the how MD who can provide a solution. So I will strive to focus the podcast on outcome and clear, specific, actionable information you can apply in practice with your own medical provider to feel your best and live your best life, even after menopause. I will also be launching on Substack on May 1st. You will find me under Dr. C, the Hormone Therapy Advocate.com. As it seems, this is the newest place where all thought leaders are congregating and collaborating. And I will share some very interesting ideas and very specific truths about menopause, aging, postmenopause, and the amazingly simple and easy solution, hormone therapy. Again, I will be there under the Hormone Therapy Advocate because I want to be the guide to a beautiful menopause for as many women as possible. It is not easy to navigate menopause, and many women are struggling for many reasons. Either their doctors, family, and friends have told them to stay away from hormone therapy because they don't need it, and they listened. Either they want hormone therapy, but they couldn't find a provider willing to help them, to listen to them and prescribe it. Or they started hormone therapy, but they don't quite feel balanced or optimal, and they experience side effects. Or they want to continue hormone therapy, but now they're unsure for how long and in what form, and maybe the benefits that they were initially there are no longer there, and their body's changing, but the therapy is not changing, and they don't know what's what. Or, which is not a good thing, they cannot afford the hormone therapy which works best for them. There is so much to know, and there's so much to tell about hormone therapy and about menopause and about aging. I will continue talking and podcasting about all things menopause and beyond. I will talk more about hormones and about how amazing and necessary for life our sex hormones are. And I will continue talking about how all our other hormones impact and influence everything in our body. And I do believe that you will continue to find extraordinarily useful pearls of education in my episodes, helping you understand the truth about hormones, the truth about aging, the truth about healthcare, the truth about where we stand with all the available regenerative, restorative treatments in today's crazy world, which is suddenly inundated with so much information. It is difficult to tell what is valuable from what isn't valuable. It's difficult to tell what is human expert opinion versus AI generated text based on a Google algorithm. I vow to be a truthful guide and advocate when it comes to all things hormones, all things menopause, and all things aging, or better yet, anti-aging, wellness, and longevity. I vow to be your hormone optimizing warrior, MD, the How MD, always talking about ways we could best optimize our hormones, because our hormones make music every day of our lives. And we want to feel the beautiful song and dance of our hormones and be in tune with it, vibrating with energy and zest for life. We don't want to be out of tune, barely dragging through life from one day to another, getting further and further away from the optimal balance we crave for, that we deserve. I know your goal is to feel good. And if you feel good, you will also want to look amazing. So I will continue talking about the impact our amazing, extraordinary sex hormones and the other hormones have on our beauty. Stay tuned. I will continue my series on how to monitor your health and well-being while on hormone therapy with a discussion around heart health in women as they age. And that's coming next week. And I am honestly looking forward to the future together for as many years as possible. And I hope you do too. I am your warrior for hormone optimization today and always. Thank you for the time and energy you spent listening to my podcast. If this episode or another have caught your attention and delivered valuable information you have not heard anywhere else, and if you feel I have succeeded in my mission to provide the how to stay healthy and age beautifully, please leave me a review. Your opinion matters to me, and any suggestion to improve the podcast will help make it better for you and for others. You can send my staff a message directly by sending an email to receptionist@herahealthcare.info. I look forward to recording my next episode and being in your ear again.